Hey, gang, we're here for upper body pull. You can get by with this whole workout being dumbbell only with one resistance band. I do have a resistance band for single arm rows. If you're at the gym, feel free to use a cable machine. You can use cable single arm rows, or you can actually double the weight and take a straight bar and just go straight up seated cable rows if you have access to equipment today. You could also choose to use the back extension machine. I'll be performing the exercise from the floor. I do have my bench, which you don't necessarily need for this workout today. I'm using it for personal preference, seated bent over rows with support. I'll be doing some seated bicep work, which you can do standing. So overall, pretty simple profile today. Go ahead and grab your typical bent over row weight, whether that's supported or standing. These will be dumbbells, not a barbell, unless you are choosing a standing barbell, and that's totally fine. Go ahead and grab your bicep weights. So we'll be using dumbbells for both regular bicep curls and hammer curls today. And I'm using a heavy resistance band. I do have a light one, which I typically use for warm-ups. Just get my music back. There we go. Okay. I'm going to go through a very quick warm up. I already warmed up on the bike, but just to get some additional stretching mobility work in. So I'm going to grab my light resistance band for that. And then we'll get it going. All right, y'all, so I'm 90% warmed up. I'm just taking this light resistance band and I'm gonna go single arm lat pulls. Now, as always with any pull workout, you wanna also make sure if assisted or unassisted pull-ups is something you're working towards. You're getting in those dead hangs, you're getting in those heavy lat pull downs with your lat pull down machine. You're working on stringing more assisted pull-ups together, stringing more unassisted pull-ups together. So these are exercises that kind of go without saying. If that is an important goal for you, yes, do all of the things that it takes to progress to unassisted pull-ups, like your dead hangs, your inverted rows. Yes, make those progressions, but ultimately it comes down to actually doing it and getting the reps in. It doesn't matter what you look like. It doesn't matter if you attempt and fail. Truly doesn't, okay? If you're not, here's a good rule of thumb. If you're not, at the very least, able to lat pull your body weight in pounds, that's going to give you an indication that you're probably not going to get many body weight pull-ups, okay? So that's something to go for. Have somebody support you, have a partner that's there to spot you in those heavy lat pull downs. Work on your assisted pull-ups, either using the machine or heavy resistance bands, literally whatever you need. I'm just gonna go over and back, shoulder blades, rear delts, even biceps are feeling much more stretched out, ready to go than I was initially. So I've got my bench set up at a 45-degree angle if you're using a bench to support you today for your bent over rows or your dumbbell rows. If you do not have a bench, feel free to perform the move standing with a slight hinge. All right, let's do it. We've got 4 sets in this first superset. I'm going to start with my 20s. My goal is to make progressions across the 4 sets. Maybe it's not exactly the same necessarily. So like maybe you don't always go from like using a heavy weight to 8 reps, 9 reps, 10 reps, 12 reps, or whatever. It may not always be like a linear progression. Maybe you progress in set number 2, your reps stay exactly the same, and then you make a progression in your final set. But the point is you have something to shoot for across 4 sets so that you're not going from like 8 reps to 12 reps or 12 reps to 8 reps unless you can successfully continue with those 8 reps across 3 more sets. So you don't want to be all over the place, right, in any way. Obviously, most of the time, you'll be able to make small increases in volume or intensity to get very close to failure across 4 sets. But you can also take enough recovery in between your supersets to fail every single set. Okay, so the goal is for you to be challenged, no matter what. All right, y'all, seated bicep curls, 8 to 12 reps. Recovery's coming. Awesome, I'm at 8. Whew. I don't know if I'll be able to repeat that across 4 sets. Biceps, it's a little less important for your isolated work to be like constantly increasing. Compounds, so bent over rows or assisted pull-ups, chest presses, push-ups, squats, RDLs, hip thrusts, overhead presses. Yes, we're using many different muscles. We're recruiting multiple muscle groups. So with these movements, a lot easier to make small progressions, increases in weight, that kind of thing. There's like actually there's really no graceful way to do this. Okay, set number 2 of 4. I'm jumping up in weight, which means I'm okay with failing earlier on. 8 to 12 is the prescribed rep range. slim. My goal is to get to 11 and 12 or 12 and 12 for the next 2 sets. That's the goal. I'm saying it out loud, manifesting it. Whew. 2 down, 2 to go. Stay 2 down, 2 to go. Whew. Now, if you're one to lift weights like following this type of lift split, like an upper body pull day, 2 leg days, a push day, and especially like before a leg day or a full body, something where you're expending like a ton of energy. If you do not, like if you fail to get either a fast digesting carb 20 to 30 minutes before the workout, or your slow digesting carb source like 60 to 90 minutes before, these types of workouts are really going to highlight that for you. But once you start doing that, once you start feeling as good as you could feel in your lifting session, like I feel it instantly when I do not have sufficient carbs. My lift starts suffering, my energy starts suffering. Like I know how I don't want to feel. Because I know how I don't want to feel, and because I know how good I could feel, like if I just eat enough carbs before my workout, now, because I know the difference, I can do everything in my power to avoid feeling like shit halfway through workouts. Like, do I want to lift with volume and intensity, train to failure, but like feel good afterwards instead of laying on the ground afterwards? The choice is yours, truly. Like, you can have it both ways, but once you understand how good you can feel, it's very rare that you're going to go back to a habit like skipping breakfast. If your tempo is faster than me right now, you're going too fast. Oh my gosh, I set the bar very, very high with 12 reps of 15-pound dumbbells for seated biceps. So I'm just gonna say it. I'm just gonna say it. Because we do have hammer curls coming at the end. Okay, last set, best set. Last set, best set. All right. My goal is 12 reps. I've put it out there. I'm going to be accountable for it. One more set of these, one more set of seated bicep curls. We move right into our kneeling. I'm taking a kneeling position. If you're at the gym, it would be a seated position or a single arm cable row. Yeah, so you go one knee down, so exactly the same position that I'll be in. You have more control in your resistance at home using a heavier resistance band than you think. So I'm going to show you exactly how I test out my reps to find the sweet spot, to make sure it's a comfortable challenge. Not a comfortable challenge, make sure that I'm challenged in a way that I'm kind of mimicking if I have the same gym equipment at home. So that's what we do. Damn. All right, y'all. Let's do it 8 to 10 reps. Okay, option 1, grab the end of your resistance band, playing around with the distance a little bit. Option number 2, reach in wherever your band is secured. You can tighten up your slack, which I'm gonna do if it's comfortable for my grip. So I'm not having to play around with like the distance game as much. Try to avoid hinging or using any momentum. Like, try to avoid doing this. Keep your body upright, use some support if needed. Awesome. Now, because one side gets an automatic rest, I'm going to keep flowing right through. Just wish I had some support on This side. Maybe I can wheel in. Okay. We do what we can when we work out from home. But I will say this, forever and ever, I feel way more focused, intentional. Obviously, I save so much time when I'm working out from home. My distractions at home when I'm lifting do not even compare to the distractions I feel at the gym. Just like it literally takes one person coming up to talk. Next thing you know, your whole entire flow is disrupted. Like, and that's not being rude. It's just the truth. Like, I want to be in and out. Sometimes the best way to achieve that is do your workout from home. Last set, best set. Woo! Awesome, awesome work. Give grip a little breaky break. I'm gonna scoot my bench sort of out of the way. Scoot that out the way. Alrighty, right. So we got back extensions, 8 to 15 reps, followed by a kneeling hammer curl. Ooh. Oh, awesome work. All right, in that position, I know it's easier said than done, but try to relax the head, neck, and spine. Keep everything nice and neutral so that you're really isolating the low back, which is typically an undertrained area, and then also the top of the glutes. So get a little bonus glute work there. Kneeling position, which means I'm engaging my core stabilizers right here. A little squeeze in the glutes. Now this is how we literally recruit our trunk, our center of gravity, our core, the center of everything that we do in movements that you wouldn't think. When people have like abdominal surgery, they will say, holy shit, like I did not realize you use your core for everything. And you kind of do, but it's also very, very, very easy to get lazy with the core. And this can lead to low back pain, overcompensating with other muscles, joint pain, issues with your posture. Good. Set number 2. Can we lift a little higher? Last set, best set. Here we go. Whew. All right, I realized I said last set. We do have one more set coming right now after this short break. All right, try to keep that pelvis glued to the mat. Increasing range of motion. So try to lift that upper half, that lower half a little higher, like those two parts of your body are being pulled from strings toward the ceiling. We're nailing our pelvis to the floor. Do you have 3 more in you? Amazing. Oh, okay, last set of hammer curls. Really, really focus on isolating the biceps. Your whole body in this kneeling position should feel engaged. 8 to 10 reps. Oh, awesome work. Go hydrate, eat, stretch, move outside of this workout today. Get your steps in, eat your protein, eat your carbs, hydrate, slay the rest of your day. I'll see you next time.